When I think about where the arts have come over 10 years, I have to acknowledge that everyone had great ideas 10 years ago, but they weren't all coming together. And now to see what has come together for Northwest Louisiana, really from Ruston all the way over to Shreveport, and how artists have become entrepreneurs.
Artists oftentimes were creating, but there weren't always consistent, solid avenues for their work to be visible outside of some of the galleries, or if they were very fortunate to have their own studios that they could open up to the public. So having niche boutique spaces like Agora Borealis, art galleries, art markets are necessary. And so, it's put it basically from the brain of the creator to the hand of the consumer. And so that is very pivotal, very critical.
I met Katie coming into Agora Borealis probably about 10 years ago, right about the time she opened. And Katie's magnetic personality just drew us in. She's just an amazing human. And her warm, inviting personality, we immediately became great friends, exchanged numbers that day, and have been really dear friends ever since.
Agora in Greek means marketplace, and Borealis means northern. So we are the northern marketplace of North Louisiana, and it serves this region. There were these three women that really influenced my life, and I would call them almost like my fairy godmothers, because they all had their own energy. They were strong, independent women that inspired me to have a space where local artists and people who wanted to collaborate in the arts, we get together and make space, have a place of safety to create. So my first step was, when I moved to the city, I need to have a presence. I need to be with artists and get to know the community and what is their culture like, and because I'm not from here.
You can't talk about wanting to help the local arts community without knowing that arts community. And that's one of the things that I just truly admire about Katie, is that while in the midst of running this business, in the midst of setting up art in many other alternative spaces throughout Shreveport who have asked to have art exhibits, she has connected artists with venues, with audiences throughout time, and will continue to do so. But she's a curator. She's not a saleswoman. And so she curates not just the artist, not just the artwork, but the story behind the artwork and the artist.
The whole idea of this store is to be of service to the community. It's a safe place, and she specifically made this place to look like a home so that it would be a safe space for people to come and ask for advice and to be vulnerable and to learn.
A large part of going from a hobbyist to being able to have somewhat of your artistry sustained or your livelihood sustained by what you create involves having a space to do it. In certain areas, that's the problem. People can create, they could go online and they can set up through Etsy, or they can set up their own web presence. But how great is it to be able to have a space that people can come and see it and touch it and feel it, feel what you've created, possibly run into you and have an interaction with you as a creative. That's pertinent. That's important to the artistry. You need a space that supports and understands the creative, that supports and understands the market as well.
Oh, Whitney is so talented. Yeah, and it's three-dimensional, so you can walk around it, and it has floaty elements in it.
That is so good.
Yep.
And she sounded it.
Yep. These have the prices.
What Katie does is provide a life for that exhibition so that people can purchase work regardless of whether it's being exhibited for a short 8-week show. The great artists are here in this store with their work. Maybe not the same work as in the exhibition, but their work is here, and it gives them a chance to think about individual pieces in the same way that Katie thinks about individual artists.
She will get to know the people. She takes her time, she gets to know the artist, and then she will appreciate their story and the history and what it's all about. And that to me is part of the beauty of it.
I am just like really appreciative of them giving me the opportunity to grow with them and learn from them, and to have the conversations that a lot of us have had about what we're doing here in this art world community and how we are presenting ourselves and how we want to continue to present ourselves.
To me, this store in a way is more about like creating the opportunity for people and the confidence for people to make art as like the clothing of revelation. We make it available, and so then people feel like maybe I can take this jump and I have this support. And a lot of times that's just what it takes, is the support. Knowing that you have someone here to guide you, to mentor you, that you don't have to do it alone.
I mean, even if you walk in here, just the product that is carried, it varies. It's so diverse. It doesn't always come off the same. You know, you walk in and like I see something new every single time. And so this is important so that when we do say, hey, you know, to the complete stranger coming in, hey, you know, you can go visit this space downtown, they're likely to come in here and find something.
I know that Katie's so passionate about what she does that it will just continue to grow. And again, you never know what direction it's going to go. It'll morph and it'll change and it will take on a different form. But she is so passionate about the arts, and I think she'll continue to grow this business, and God only knows where it'll end up. I mean, she's really just so energetic. I wish I had just a slice of Katie's energy. We love her. She's great for our community. What she does for the community is really a lot of work, and I know that I recognize it, and I think a lot of other people do as well.
My friend Laura Beth, she's like, Katie, hold on. She said, "You're such a beautiful heart with a magical soul that knows no bounds. You are such an inspiration and a light to everyone, and I'm so lucky to call you a friend. Happy International Women's Day. I love you."
Oh.
I was like, oh, you're gonna make me cry.
That's so sweet.
Just miss her. So
When I think about the future of Agora Borealis, the first thing I think is that at all costs, we must support and sustain a center like the Agora. It's so easy to say, well, I don't have enough sales and it's a lot of hard work. Frankly, I don't think we'll ever have enough sales, and I don't think the work will ever get easier. There has to be that moment when the audience recognizes that artists have changed their life. The art in this center is message, and it's telling us where we need to go and what we need to be thinking about. You know, I believe the arts can change the world, and that's why I've done it for so long.
You cannot dismiss the power of creative freedom. Whether it be the individual who decides that they want to be a career creative, or the person who's just rediscovering themselves and the portion of themselves that needs a creative outlet. And that's quite a legacy.
This past year, I was looking through all the people I've worked with, you know, the people who have volunteered their time or have created and made in this space. And it's wild to see how many people's lives you've touched and how many people's lives have touched you in this process. I couldn't do anything I do without this community. I really couldn't. Like, every single person that has touched this space along the way has truly been the mark of success. Not me. People ask me all the time, oh, how do you do it all? It's like, I don't do it all. I have so many people who love and support this effort. I'm so proud. It makes me want to cry, because I love this community so deeply, and I've found that almost at every corner I turn, every store I go into, there's someone that I love and respect, and have gained that through this last 10 years. And what more could you want? You know, to be loved by your community and to be respected and give that back.